All right, so it was called Little Puppy from the Navajo. Little puppy with black spots, come and herd the flock with me. We will climb the red rocks, and from the top we'll see the tall cliffs, the straight cliffs, where the eagles live. We'll see the dark rocks, the smooth rocks, that hold the rain to give us water when we eat our bread and meat when the sun is high. Okay, so that was our poem that we read yesterday. So now we're going to do the short response. It says, how are the ideas in the first stanza and the second stanza connected? How does that help you understand what the poem is about? Here's a hint. How do the rocks help the speaker and the dog? Okay, so we're gonna go back and look. How is this stanza and this stanza connected, right? So we said how yesterday in the first stanza, the speaker and the dog climb the rocks. They see tall, straight cliffs where eagles live. Then in the second one, it's saying how they'll see dark rocks, smooth rocks that give them water for when they eat their bread and when the sun is high. So that is what we're looking at. Okay, so, too far. So the first stanza and the second stanza connected. So how do the rocks help the speaker and the dog? So here's how I'm going to start that. First, I'm going to restate the question because that's a really important part. The first and second stanzas are both about things the speaker and the dog have. So I'm going to start there. Yes, Sophia. Should be letting you unmute. All right, I see. Okay, I'm just giving you some time to write this. And then we're going to kind of go deeper. Okay, then I'm going to say the first stanza talks about how they see the rocks. The second stanza talks about how they use them. All right, so that's what you guys are writing. Okay, so now let's go through and answer some questions. So it says, what key idea is presented in the first stanza? What is the key idea, or kind of like the main idea? Is it that the acorn is improving every day? The acorn knows it's very small. The acorn knows it has to stay hidden, or the acorn believes it is slowly disappearing. What's the main idea? Need someone new to answer. Trisha, I love your enthusiasm, but I need to hear from someone else. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Oh, Ellie, perfect. Ellie, what do you think the main idea in that first stanza is?
I think it, wait, if we're on the questions.
The first one.
Yeah, okay. I think A.
You are correct. Good job. A. So the key idea is that the acorn is growing or improving. Sorry, the acorn is improving every day. Okay. Then how does the second stanza build on that? So what's kind of changing? What does the second stanza show us? So the first stanza's idea was that the acorn was improving. What does the second stanza tell us? All right, Trisha, I'll let you do this one.
I think it's B.
Yeah, it is. It shows us. So the first one tells us it's improving. The second one shows us how it's improving. Okay. Then it says, describe how the acorn starts to change in the second stanza. Use the examples from the poem in your answer. So let's look. What starts to change? So it says, little by little, each day it grew, little by little it sipped the dew. Downward it sent out a thread-like root, up in the air sprung a tiny shoot. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what changed, right? The acorn started a, what did it say? Root, then sprung into the air. That's what we're writing. The acorn started a root and then sprung up into the air. Okay. If you have this written, start thinking about the short response if you're ready for it. So once you've written this, look at the short response and start thinking about that. And you can actually turn to page 249. I'm gonna give my friends a couple minutes. I'll give you guys one more minute of writing time. It shouldn't take that long because this is all you're writing. All right, I'm gonna move us on. So you need to skip now to page 249. Okay. And we're gonna do our short response now. So it says, what story does this poem tell the reader? So what is this poem about? What's it telling us about? Cecilia, what's it telling us about?
How a tree, like it was like how a tree can grow stronger and bigger every day. Kind of.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tweak that a little bit, but it's talking about how the tree became bigger and stronger, right? So the poem is telling a story about an acorn becoming an oak tree. And then they want details. So I'm going to say what happened in each stanza. In stanza 1, it starts as an acorn. In stanza 2, how do I want to say this? In stanza 2, it begins to sprout. In stanza 3, it becomes a mighty